So we're going to talk a little bit about service invoicing as well. So the service invoicing list is over here under the service views. And in this list, again, the buttons have moved from the lower left to the top. So you can change between viewing quotes, open invoices, closed and not cashed out, closed cashed out, voided, and warranty clerk invoices. This is pretty straightforward. It's going to be super familiar to everybody who's worked in Infinity before, but we can create a new repair estimate. This is the quote for services, or a new repair order. This is an open invoice for services right from here. I'm going to go ahead and start a new estimate. Okay, so same thing in the Motility Anywhere system as in Infinity. We will want to go ahead and put in that customer information. You do have the option to apply the internal dealership customer, add an existing customer, or create a new customer right from here. Since I didn't cover adding a new customer in the last one, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk you through that here. So if we click new, this is going to pull up a duplicate search. So as we go ahead and type in customer name, it's going to look for any possible duplicates. So if I go ahead and type away, this customer already exists. So I can actually go ahead and double click over them to use them. Or if I double check phone numbers and it's a different phone number, different address entirely, I may actually go ahead and have to create a brand new customer record. So the nice thing is, as I enter more information into the fields above, it's going to narrow and narrow our list of possible duplicates. And if there are no duplicates found, you can select Create New. This is going to go ahead and I'm going to just do a quick change here. So we don't have a Savannah Wilson. And that's all I'm going to put in for right now. We're going to go ahead and create new. And it's going to go ahead and open up that entity or customer record where we can go ahead and put in their information. Now it is going to convey the information that I entered as part of the search. So you'll see it did go ahead and populate the first name, last name, and phone number. And just like in the Infinity system, we have all the tabs for CRM, depending on your permissions, and current customer vehicles should be entered under the Vehicles tab. Now, just in the expediency, I'm not going to add a vehicle to this customer at this time. I'm just going to save the customer record and exit. And you'll see the customer is now selected in the upper left of the invoice. So the fields, again, in the top right here, these are not different than they were in Infinity. So if we do need to update the status, if we need to edit the employee or the service advisor, we can do all of that right from here. Our repair codes and repair lines are listed towards the upper left. Now, because I have a smaller screen, I value my real estate. I'm going to actually go ahead towards the upper right. I'm going to click Show Less. That's going to go ahead and collapse this top section down into a smaller bar and make it a little bit easier for us to look at the whole screen. If I do need to expand this back out, I can click Show More or Show Less to collapse. So adding new repairs, I can go ahead and start typing in whatever the concern is. The other ways that I can add in repair codes, again, exact same as Infinity. If I am using repair codes, I can click Add Repair to add a new line. I can punch in that repair code number, or I can hit the little ellipsis button to search for a repair code, which is good because I don't know those off the top of my head. And it doesn't look like oh, there we go. And I'll go ahead and add a repair code. The other ways that I can add quickly jobs are your canned jobs. So I can go ahead and choose my canned jobs to add one or more jobs at a time. Again, exact same as the Infinity system. Okay. So each of the repairs does get its own repair number, just like in Infinity. We can do add different parts to the repair and have it track per repair what parts are needed. The nice thing is, if I want to go ahead and do different things per repair in the Motility Anywhere system, I can upload documents for a repair. I can go ahead and view documents for a repair. Now, that is actually kind of nice because this allows you to do repair pictures. So super nice when it's a warranty type job to go ahead and have pictures of that repair. So I'm going to just drop down just a touch here. The cause and correction are below. Usually the mechanic is filling this out. The vehicle, if the customer has a vehicle entered on the vehicles tab, will show in this drop down. You can search for the vehicle right from here as well. Once a vehicle has been selected, you can actually click Repair History to view the history on that unit. On the right-hand side of the screen, you still have all of the lovely tabs that Infinity had for you. It does break them down slightly differently. So on here, this is your mechanic table. You can add a mechanic here. You also have the option under the jobs to apply mechanic to jobs. So again, exact same as the Infinity system. If this is a repair code and you're using flat rates, you can see it did fill in that information. Otherwise, you'll just need to make sure that your estimated time has been entered. Flag times, this is where you're going to see where the mechanics have clocked in and clocked out on the repair. The schedule tab can be used to go ahead, again, entering in the estimated hours and be able to go ahead and schedule, just like in Infinity, onto your mechanic dispatch calendar. Parts requests is where your mechanics are putting in parts requests. Notes are internal or external notes. So again, nothing's really changed in the programs or between Infinity and Motility Anywhere, just a little bit of rearranging for you. One nice thing is the vehicle info over here on the right is more detailed information about the vehicle that was chosen here. So if the insurance and other information has been entered on the unit, it will show here. The vehicle warranty tab is going to show any warranty information that has been entered either in the vehicles tab or was included when the unit was sold through your dealership. So super nice if you guys are selling units and servicing those units, you'll actually be able to see all of that warranty information as long as it was added to the unit when it was sold. We can change the job types again, just as we could inside the Infinity system. Selecting those different types does change just a little bit in the right-hand side. So selecting warranty, again, you do need to choose that warranty company. You can choose your approval status. You can mark it submitted, and then your warranty clerk will have access. So really not much has changed there. Down in this lower section is where we can add parts per repair. So we can choose to add part. It'll add a lovely blank line for us here. We add parts to service invoices the exact same way that we do to parts invoices, where we can punch in a part number. We can assign that repair number and change it if needed. We can also go ahead and click the ellipsis button in this little column to go ahead and search for parts and be able to add them quickly and easily. So just like in the Infinity system, parts that get added here will need to be relieved, meaning pulled off your shelf. Also from here, just like in a parts invoice, we can go ahead and order parts or add them to the order list. We can add parts kits. So any collections of parts that are often sold together can happen right from there. And down at the bottom, we have our breakdown. So this is exactly the same as it was in Infinity, that you can view the totals. You can view totals by customer pay, by warranty, by internal. We also have additional fields where if you had any comments that you need to add to the invoice, or if you're working with somebody who's tracking by job and sub-job numbers. So the buttons down at the very bottom have not changed. So if you did need to split this invoice, and possibly we want the warranty job on its own ticket, we can choose to split and move the warranty job. Notice it does show you the job type, super helpful. You can go ahead and choose to split the warranty work away from the retail jobs. Cashing out, exact same as the Infinity system, it will go ahead and bring us to the sales register. Same thing as taking a deposit. So if you go to take a deposit, it wants the amount that they're depositing. I'm just going to go ahead and put in some amount so I can show you guys what happens here. We can then cash out if we are handling the money ourselves. If we have a centralized cashier, we can send to cashier, and just like the Infinity program. So when you choose to cash out, it brings you to the sales register screen. So over on the left side, customer information, information about the invoice, totals over here on the left. Over on the right, it's going to show the cash drawer that you are assigned to or opened up under your name. If you have a credit card terminal, you can make sure it is selected here. Then taking money works the exact same way. We can choose how the customer is giving us money by selecting the payment method from the little boxes. Then we can enter in the amount. Now, for instance, if this customer wanted to give me not $20 in cash, but $10 in cash, and then I'm going to go ahead and just collapse this top section by clicking. I can add an additional payment type, just like in the Infinity system. So I can go ahead and take the additional money as a check. Again, the amount, I can type it in. If it's the full amount, I can hit the little lightning bolt here to have it populate for me. If I have a memo or a check number to put in, I can go ahead and put that in, and then I can choose to print. This is going to open up a print preview of the invoice. And I have mine set up to pull up a preview of the receipt as well. So it will go ahead and pull those up in pop-up windows on your browser. But just like the Infinity system, once you click print, it will close out of the sales register and return you back to the invoice. So the other buttons at the bottom, exact same. If you discount, you can discount parts and or services on the invoice, a percentage amount. You do still have the option to do the dollar amount discount on parts. Hours, if you do need to view or edit those hours clocked on those jobs, you can view them all right from there. Again, documents here are for the entire invoice, and that's just a little bit different if we are doing per repair pictures or documents. So you can do per repair here and per invoice, the whole thing right from here.